What's up, burrito? Shade Tree Surgeon here, and something in my yard is not like the others, and that's because something in my yard is nice. We've got the Berts Barracuda blockhead supercharged 135 road glide sitting in my yard, just waiting for me to put my greasy paws all over it. But we've got one little problem, or actually a really big problem. Hurricane Milton's coming. So I am gonna ride this bike, but I'm basically gonna ride it back to Bert's because it probably shouldn't be in my yard exposed when a Category 4 hurricane is coming. Anyway, I started making this video like a week ago, and a lot of stuff has happened in between now and then. Camera failures, mic failures, motorcycle failures, and 2 hurricanes. So we had to put it on hold for a little bit. But this video originally started at a simpler time, a sexier time, a wetter time. It's ending with a 135 and hopefully not ending all the way with a hurricane, but it starts on a boat. What's up, burrito? Shade Tree Surgeon here with the amazing, the beautiful, the lovely, gigantic hat. I promise that's not just the GoPro distortion. Miss Chloe Cox. We have the long, tall, and deadly Godzelli soaking up the last bit of AC before we put maximum brown in the water. Both these lovely ladies have trusted their lives to me. Fools, I cry. But who doesn't love a foolish girl? All right, this is my first time putting into this boat ramp. I'm a little nervous. A boat ramp's a boat ramp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Chloe has faith. You are gonna be in charge if I mess this up, by the way. I'm gonna jump out of the boat and be like, it's her boat, I'm just here along for the ride. She's in charge.
I wear the hat here.
You have the biggest hat, it's true. And this is why you have a shitty boat, because then you don't have to worry about bumping it into the dock. Now just tie it off.
Okay, am I supposed to know how to tie a knot?
Yeah. I mean,
well, you didn't teach us how to tie knots.
Yeah, what's up, bud?
So I just was getting off the dock and my rope came undone, my boat seems. You mind helping me out?
No worries. So untie those real quick so I can go out and put them on his boat.
Oh, great. No.
Yeah, no worries. No. Absolutely. Do you want one of them to watch the dog? Is he friendly?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. These girls are great, man. They'll watch your dog. Thanks, Chloe. Hop in, man. No worries, dude. There's no floor there, sorry. This is only like my 5th time taking this boat out, or boating in general. I'll go ahead and take all the fucking good karma I can get. Because I'm sure I'll need it.
Dude, I feel such took a big step off and then my rope went, and I was like, damn it.
Alright, I'm gonna try my best to get it up there normal, but I'm also not the best slow speed maneuverer.
Reverse. Good job, buddy.
Alright, cool. Alright, bud. You need help with anything else? You good? Or? Alright, cool. No, you guys, we all did it together. Alright, now I'm gonna look like an asshole freaking trying to get this back on the dock. Alright, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go forward and then I'll back into it. The rumors are true, dude. Being the suntan lotion boy, tough work, dude. Both these girls are tall. I suffer this for them, you know, all through the hand cramps.
Sacrifice your food.
Can you get your butt?
No, I need to.
Okay. Wait, is that for real or? Okay. Damn it, dude. Don't worry, you're next. I don't want those tootsies getting burned, baby. Not those size 9s. Like the man himself said, the nature boy, you can't be first, but baby, you can be next. Yeah! Dang, Chloe already. Damn, dude. We hadn't even got the music on. Whoa, there he goes. First fish. Hell yeah. Thanks, we're going BlissfulEllie. Oh, reel him up, reel him up. It's okay. There you go, there you go. He's trying to get under the boat. Oh, it's a catfish. Chloe, dang, dude, you're putting us all to shame. This boat wreckage was left over from Hurricane Helene, and at this point, sitting on the boat right now, I didn't even know about Hurricane Milton coming. I'll go ahead and say that wet streets right before hurricane, probably not the optimum time to be ripping around a 135 cubic inch supercharged V-twin, but baby, I'm gonna take what I can get. Bike is just so freaking rowdy. It's hard to know when to actually go beyond pretty much a 1/16 of a throttle. Anything past that and all sorts of stuff starts to happen that I'm not sure about. Well, I'm sure about one thing. I like it. You know, there's a lot of fast bikes out there that you get on, you ride them around, and I end up saying something along the lines of, it's just fine. It's like a normal bike as long as you don't get on it. This is not one of those motorcycles. You know, it's quite accurate that this motorcycle is modeled after a tank, because this is not meant for civilian use. This is a machine of war. All right, y'all, we're now T-minus 36 hours for Milton to make landfall, possibly directly up the bunghole of Tampa Bay. Evacuations are underway. We are not in an evacuation zone here. Of course, I'm concerned about the amount of wind that we're going to get, but we should be fine from flooding. The wind, yeah, we're talking about like maybe 100, 130 miles an hour winds, and power is out. That's, I mean, it's still on right now, but it is not gonna last. But we've got, you know, like 40 gallons of fuel over here. The generator's set up. We got ice. We've got water. We're basically set up. We got all the projectiles out of the lawn and kind of gathered in one corner over here. That's really the issue. 100 mile an hour winds, 100 mile plus winds turn small sticks into missiles. But we prepared our yard, our house, our supplies as best we can for what we expect to happen for basically worst case scenario. So now I'm gonna take you guys with me out on the motorcycle. We're gonna go around to where we still can get, because a lot of places are under mandatory evacuation, and when a place is under mandatory evacuation, they usually have cops shutting it off, and I really don't want to get on the wrong side of the fuzz during a hurricane, so we're gonna press that issue too much. We're gonna see what we can see how many people evacuated, see how many people boarded up. There go the sirens already. It's gonna be chaotic out there, so I'm gonna be careful, but I'm gonna take you guys with me because I still feel like, even though this is super serious and I take it very seriously, that everyone out there who not only watches my channel, but other people who don't, or maybe will stumble across this video, you guys deserve to see exactly what's going on from a street level perspective, from someone who isn't the news. Pretty much every single gas station is out of gasoline, or the ones that do have gasoline have like 2-hour waits of people trying to get it, but we went ahead and stocked up pretty early on the gas, because that is always the first thing to go. As always, no better motorcycle to explore the apocalypse in than the Dirtster, baby. ODB. Yeah, this is what most of the gas stations look like right about now. They are plumb out of gas, baby. And the gas stations that do have gas, well, this is what they look like, and they ain't gonna have gas for much longer. This line goes all the way back. I just want to know, do they suspend all the speed limits too? Can we still get traffic infractions? Can we? Whoa, there's the fuzz. All right, I was just kidding. I'm just a good law-abiding citizen, part of the Law-Abiding Citizens Club. Out here for a little putt on my scoot just to see what I can see. Nothing to see here, officer. All right, let's go check in on Ybor City. Something tells me a few more people boarded up this time than they did for Helene. It's just crazy to look at this from up here. Look at all of this and go like, dude, all of this that I'm looking at right now could be under 12 feet of water in about 36 hours. That is insane to think about. Of course, a couple things have to happen completely right, or completely wrong, rather, for that to come to be, but they certainly could happen. That hole right there, that's kind of worrying for this building. See what happens with the wind? When the wind really comes like over 100 miles an hour, the windows too, those will be gone, but those holes right there and the windows are what allow wind to get in a building like this, and that's what'll completely tear a roof off a building. They obviously are not doing anything to fix that right now, freaking, you know, less than 2 days before the storm. Oh yeah, a lot more people in Ybor boarding up this time, unsurprisingly. Not a lot of people in Ybor. Nice try, Stone Soup Company. You got a little bit of it. Well, I mean, Stone Soup Company ain't there anymore, but yeah, whoever owns the building, they didn't get much of it, but I guess they got a little. It's better than nothing. And a lot of people not boarding up, or boarding up with whatever they have. This guy's using tin roof material to do it. Gaspar's Grotto is, of course, opened with people drinking inside, unsurprisingly. Yeah, less people in Ybor boarding up than I expected, but definitely a few. Duamici, Coyote Ugly, Bad Monkey, of course, General David Scott probably already had the wood already pre-cut and ready to go on there. I don't know enough about wind to know how bad the wind would be on a narrow street like this, but there's definitely like a lot of stuff become projectiles, especially like all these palm trees and stuff. You know, those palm trees are so weak looking, and they're so like kind of bendy, but you know, shoot them at 100 miles an hour and that's a whole different story. Oh, look at that. We got the fuel trucks lining up over here. Well, they're definitely going to try to get some gas back into Tampa, but I'll tell you, people are going to be fighting over it the second it comes in. Oh, they got them out, ready to fill up. And the cops guarding them. I'm gonna go check in on my old neighborhood, Palmetto Beach, butted up right up here next to McKay Bay, Cockroach Bay. I always forget which one it is. They definitely would be under an evacuation notice. Just in the last storm in Helene, which didn't hit us anywhere near as hard as Milton is projected to hit us, they were under feet of water. I had friends who still live down here who lost absolutely everything. Now, some houses are built up a little bit, but a lot of them aren't. Now, you would think since this is a mandatory evacuation zone, you would not see people here, but you are definitely going to see people here, and that's just because a lot of the people who live here can't afford to evacuate. Mandatory evacuation's all well and good, but when you don't have enough money or anywhere to go, or enough money to go somewhere where you don't have somebody to take you in, well, how are you going to mandatorily evacuate? You just literally can't. Although this neighborhood has gotten big old fancy little condos like that, my house is still here. I lived in that house right there for 12 years. It's where I filmed my very first YouTube video. It's getting its fancy little condos. They're always trying to build this neighborhood up, but most of the people who live here, a lot of these people are living here. They're families who have lived here for over 100 years. And they haven't been rich for any of them. All these little houses here, these little duplexes and stuff like that, these guys aren't leaving. They're not going anywhere. They don't have anywhere to go, and most of them can't afford it anyway. So they're gonna ride out the storm for better or for worse. And the reason that they're constantly trying to turn this into a nice neighborhood, and they continue failing, and the reason people who've been living here for 100 years are still living here and they haven't gotten forced out yet, is because of what I'm about to show you right now. The bay it butts up right against, technically this is all waterfront property. The people who live in this house right here, they can't afford to leave. And I don't know what their house is worth or if it's even going to be there in a couple days. I filmed this many times, both high, rough. It's kind of the tide's out right now, which if Milton ends up going south of us, that'll be good for Tampa, be bad for whoever gets hit down there. But if it goes south of us, we'll actually get a reverse storm surge and it'll pull all this water out. Now, if it goes north of us and it's as bad as everyone says it's going to be really, really bad. And this whole area, I think my buddy Dirk had like 3 foot of water in his house last time. Well, they're calling for storm surges of up to 12 feet this time. I don't see a lot of these houses surviving that. These guys just got hit too, man. It's just like, you know, it's just not the type of people who can leave. And it sucks, dude. What do you do? I guess they have like shelters at the stadiums and stuff like that, but I can't imagine there's going to be room for everybody at those shelters. And a lot of these guys just can't afford to go anywhere. I mean, they can afford to get to a shelter, the ones who even have cars. A lot of people don't down here. A lot of these people who are right next to the water, they're just going to be stuck. Freaking sad, man. It's sad, and it's really, really scary. I feel very fortunate that I'm in the position that I'm in. Because if this had been me 10 years ago, still living in this neighborhood, let me tell you what, 10 years ago, I was in a very different position in my life. Lived here for over 10 years. Gosh, I guess it's been, I don't even know how long. Probably, god damn, probably almost 10 years since I've lived down here. I moved in here when I was 21. Well, anyway, 20 years ago, I don't like saying that. That doesn't make me feel good. 20 years ago, I was in a very different position in my life. Let's go check on Bayshore and see how the rich and fabulous, bouncing and beautiful crowd are doing. They got waterfront property too. They're on a bay too. They're in a lot different position than the guys out there in Cockroach Bay. Yeah, they already got downtown, already looks deserted. Crazy seeing it look like that on a weekday. I'll see if they let us out on Bayshore, Davis Island. For Helene, I tried to come out and film Bayshore before the hurricane came, and they already had it blocked off. But I've come a little earlier this time, so I'm hoping that they still got it open for us. Well, they still got Bayshore open for us. You'll see the houses on Bayshore got a little different protection from the hurricane than everybody else. Now, some of the newer houses are built up and they'll be fine no matter what, but some of the older houses are definitely not ready for this hurricane out here. Now, the people who live in them can afford the total disaster, that's for sure, but we'll see how it looks afterwards. They're still doing cleanup out here. See, they've also got a bay right across of them. They've also got a long bay right in front of them, just like the people down in McKay Bay and Palmetto Beach, my old neighborhood, do. But the houses, you know, they look just a little bit different. And their means of travel, their means of escape oftentimes entail private airplanes instead of trying to drive to a cousin's house, if you can even afford to drive anywhere at all. And I'd bet my bottom dollar that all these boards up on these houses, that a lot of people from Palmetto Beach were out here working, putting those boards on people's houses who couldn't afford to buy boards or evacuate themselves. I ain't saying anything about it. That's just the way of things. It's sad and it sucks, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm just merely observing and reporting. You know, I don't know what to do about it or what to say about it after that. That's just the way shit is, baby. Oh gosh, I hope they don't lose their beautiful fountain. I mean, it's hard to feel any sympathy for these guys out on Bayshore. I guess a lot of other people would say the same thing about the people down on Palmetto Beach, but it is what it is, baby. And the only reason I say I don't have any sympathy for them is not because they've built their houses being rich people and they've built their houses right next to something very dangerous because it has a nice view. That's not why I'm saying I don't have sympathy for them. I'm saying I don't have sympathy for them because I don't have to. They can afford to just leave. They will board up their stuff and they will just go. They will be fine. They don't need our sympathy. Yeah, all the metal shutters over here, like I said, very telling what part of Tampa you're in when you look at not only what the houses look like over here, but what they've boarded up with, and a lot more houses boarded up on top of it. That's one thing that'll never change. It'll be 10 minutes before the hurricane is supposed to hit, and people will be out here running on Bayshore. That never changes. There are some things you can always rely on. People getting drunk in gas bars, people running on Bayshore, and as we'll probably see later, guys who have the day off going fishing. There could be golden-eyed, female-headed locusts with great heaving breasts crawling forth from the ground, and there'd still be runners on Bayshore, drinkers at gas bars and res, and people fishing off the bridge. Go ahead and check out Davis Island, man. They got hit really hard too. Davis Island is a funny one because because it's on a bridge. And our major hospital is here. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to put your major hospital on an island, but hey, that's Tampa, baby. TGH, Tampa's #1 hospital, until the bridges get washed away. Now, Davis Island is in a unique scenario because there is every kind of economic class you could imagine on Davis Island. Everybody from movie stars, baseball stars, people who play for the Bucks, and hockey players and stuff like that. Hell, there's probably hockey players and baseball players who can't afford to live on Davis Island. And then you also have duplexes, triplexes, tiny little houses of people who literally are in the same position as they were on Palmetto Beach, where they can't afford to leave. Davis Island really is just Tampa writ small on this one little island. That's right over here next to somebody's freaking $750,000 trawler, big ass sailboats. Right next to here, you have this. These tiny little apartments here that people can't afford to leave. And right next to those apartments, you have these. And it's the disparity just on Davis Island is crazy. And these are the nicer places. Trust me, I'm about to take you by some places that are nowhere near as nice. Places that look like tenements that are here on Davis Island. This is the stuff that they haven't come and got. This is the stuff that, like, if we get our 100+ mph winds, hopefully they're going to fill that thing up. Because all this stuff is going to turn into deadly missiles. All this stuff out here, that's all these houses being gutted. These houses were already pretty much ruined, although some people can't afford to leave, so they're probably still living in them. Yeah, you look at this. You look at these are like $1 million houses here. Now that's across this little canal here. That's Harbor Island, another man-built island. And then you go on the other side and you still have duplexes and triplexes that, even though they might be worth a fortune, you know, people living in them can't afford to go anywhere. All these places got absolutely destroyed. If they're two-story, they still got a good top story, but the bottom story of all these houses back here, that is absolutely gone. Man, all this stuff, man. I just don't see how they're going to get all this trash before the hurricane comes. I just don't see that there's any way. And it is freaking everywhere. Everywhere you look. It's everywhere you look, man. This is still left over from Helene. Let me remind everybody who's watching right now, Milton has not come through yet. This is all trash from Hurricane Helene because Davis Island was under feet of water. I think I saw a high water mark that was like at like 4 feet. It was out here a couple years ago. There's some video that went viral of some guy's Lamborghini just floating away in the floodwaters, or maybe it was like floating inside his garage. I want to say it was this house right here. I can't remember though, and I don't want to share because I'm sure some viral video company owns it now and I'll get struck down like the peasant I am. Now down here at the end of Davis Island, you have also the same disparity that is on Davis Island and the same disparity that's in Tampa. If Davis Island is Tampa writ small, then this little bay back here is Davis Island writ small, because on one side you have all of that stuff. You have Yacht Club over there with $1 million boats and pleasure craft, and then over here you have a bunch of people who are essentially vagrants who live in their sailboats kind of moored right here for free. As you can see, a lot of these guys over here in boats that are completely free did not fare so well. And this is, again, still left over from Helene. All these boats kind of piled together right there. Now, I see a couple of really nice sailboats out here. I wonder if some people actually moved them out of their berth. But a lot of these guys out here, these crappier looking ones that are all faded and old, those guys live on their boats. Now, like I said, there's a few things you can count on in the apocalypse, and people fishing is definitely one of them. Yeah, I see a lot of dinghies still on those boats out there, which means either a lot of these guys can't afford to leave or they got nowhere to go. Damn, my man lost his gold wing. Ah, dude, I know that gold wing. This has to have been here since Helene. One of the guys out there who's got a sailboat. I don't know the guy, but I know he had a gold wing parked out here, and that's how he got around. Motor his dinghy in here, and then ride his gold wing to go get groceries. Man, that sucks. So like I said, all this shit was under feet of water. Again, here's the disparity of Davis Island and Tampa Bay
and this bay over here. $1 million yachts and sailboats. People hoping that the storm doesn't blow them away because this is where they live full time. And what's left over after Hurricane Helene. Probably all of these guys out here, I guarantee people lived on every single one of those boats. That was their homes. I'm gonna take no joy in filming this. I just feel like people who don't live here deserve to know exactly like how high the cost is and all the different types of people that it affects. Unfortunately, mainly people who don't have a lot of money and people in a lower economic class. Those are the guys who really get hit by this the hardest. And it's nice to have a boat. People say if you have a boat, you got money. But here in Florida, a lot of people who live on boats, they're one step away from being homeless. Over here you can still see where the high water mark was, the dirt line on a lot of these places, right there. That's crazy. It's going to be much higher with Milton, that's for sure. I can even see it on the car in that one. Wild. All this stuff, man, all this stuff is going to be up in the air, flying through the air, floating through the water. Not good, man. I just don't see how they can get it all. I see him out here trying, dude. It's gotta be a tough time to be a garbage man right now, and I appreciate everything you guys are doing. I'm sure they're putting in long ass hours, but I just don't see how they can get it all. You know, I don't know what downtown Tampa has to worry about if we get a huge storm surge. Now, we might not still. Like I said, if it goes south of us, we'll actually get a reverse storm surge. It'll suck all the water out of the bay, and then all we'll have to deal with is wind. But if it goes north of us, we're going to get the wind and the water. And if it comes straight up the gut, we're just fucked. But I don't know what they'd have to worry about down here. Like, obviously, the bottom of the office buildings, there'd be a lot of damage in there. But after that, I don't know. I mean, they're all so tall. I don't know if it's like water sitting in here affects the foundation of them or anything like that. I just don't know enough about construction and buildings and all that sort of stuff to know like what would happen to these if they had like 6 feet of water there. Although downtown Tampa, even though it's on the water, is actually built up pretty high. But it is literally on a peninsula. It's surrounded by water with Tampa Bay on one side and the Hillsborough River on the other. Well, I guess we'll see. Or I mean, hopefully we don't see, but one way or another, we're getting something. We're not getting nothing. Do I have a flat tire? I do. Let's go do something about that. Luckily, as longtime viewers of the channel will remember, I am in vicinity of the good old stab and grab. So we're gonna go head over there, and they're probably out of gas, but hopefully the air machine is working. And I just realized I don't have any cash on me or my debit card. Am I Mr. Prepared or what? Mr. I've got a generator and I've got all this gas and I'm so prepared. I don't have a single scrap of money on me or a way to get money out of the ATM to use an air machine. That is pretty lame. But there is another option. This one might be an even better option because if it works out, it'll probably come with a beer. I go real slow. I don't want to roll that tire off the bead, and I might have already chewed up my tube. Looks like he is here. Success! Well, even if I can't get my tire to hold air, well, at least I can get the beer. As per usual, Richard, even though he lives in a studio above a garage, chooses to weather out the hurricanes at the Dirty Shame. Who can blame him? They got beer on tap here, and if the cooler shuts off, somebody's got to drink it. My flat tire in my Sportster is semi-permanent. But in filling it up and finding that out, it came with a beer from Richard Boom and a ride on the Rivet Anthem, which I'm excited to ride. Richard just got this because as he does his rounds around Ybor City, he likes to switch it up between the BMW, the Goldwing, and now the Anthem. Oh, I like this immediately. You know, I got no problem with electric bikes. I feel like some people, they just are like angry at them, and I do get it. I think that the anger usually comes from the fact that it seems like they're trying to force electric bikes on people. They say you have to like them or else. And Americans, I don't know if you've ever met an American, but saying you have to like this or else is not a good way to get them to like something. So I think that's where the hate comes from, but I definitely don't hate electric bikes. I think they're super freaking cool. I just wouldn't want one as my only bike, and Richard really likes them too, and he doesn't want one as his only bike. He just wants one to put around with when he feels like it. It is in kilometers an hour, which Richard's from Germany originally. He's from Frankfurt, so that's probably not an issue for him. Because all of a sudden I was like, whoa, I'm going faster than I thought. Dude, this thing is great. Oh, I kind of wanted to pull the front wheel off the ground there. I think Rivet is one of those startup companies that just came out that they don't have a dealer network or anything. You just mail order the bike and they send it to you. The cool thing about them though is that the battery pops right out. So all these guys with their Teslas worried about their Teslas catching on fire when all the salt water comes in. In fact, I'm going to take this over to the parking garage and see if there's a bunch of Teslas and Rivians on top of it. Here in Florida, they actually opened up all the parking garages and made them free because Teslas, they will have their batteries catch on fire if they're full of salt water. So the city of Tampa made all the parking garages free and said, go ahead and park your Teslas on top so we don't have the great fire of Tampa Bay if we get flooded. Let's see if anybody took them up on that. Well, I got blocked off. It is definitely free. I know there's a lot of people that just put their cars in here just because they don't want them to get ruined. It's not going to be all electric cars, so mostly gasoline cars. I got a Tesla right there. Well, that's just one. I'm just wondering if there's going to be like, yeah, there's a lot of people taking them up on parking their cars here so they don't get ruined by this. These cars, there's nobody in Ybor City right now, so these cars are 100% are here because City of Tampa offered it for free to avoid the storm surge ruining your car, which is smart and actually pretty cool, the city. If I lived down here, I would be taking them up on it, that's for sure. Now, the issue would be is, are you going to be able to get back to your car if we're all flooded out? But I guess you burn that bridge when you get there. Yeah, cars like that, people taking their nice cars and putting them up here, totally get it. Yeah, I'm seeing Teslas, BMW i8, another Tesla right here. I am seeing a lot of electric cars, but not like a shocking amount of electric cars. There goes the electric Mustang. So freaking dumb. I mean, not the car itself, but the fact that they slapped Mustang on it just seems so silly. Not specifically a ton more electric cars than gasoline cars, but I guess that's not weird either. We'll see what happens, man. Wind, we're getting no matter what. It just remains to be seen whether we're going to get 12 feet of storm surge like they keep promising. And nobody's taking them up on the very top outdoor parking yet. Kind of going down from here. We got one guy. Actually, he looks like he's hanging out in his truck smoking weed. Anyway, yeah, everyone is like right up to here. They're like, nah, we'll be right up to, so we're still covered by rain here on the top floor. There's another one right there. Yeah, I guess there's more than usual, more than you'd think in the parking garage. Makes sense though if they're bursting into flames if they get flooded out. Another one right there. A lot of Teslas, a lot of sports cars. Looks like we got a lowrider underneath this one. A lot of people searching for a space on the bottom level. Boys, I hate to tell you, it's filled up. Your car's going to get rained on. Trust me, it'll be fine. It's not going to get hurt there on the top. I think it's going to take more than 130 mile an hour wind to like flip a car over. Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I've never experienced wind that fast. Oh, pretty cool, the city of Tampa, to do that. Of course, in their best interest, too, to avoid a bunch of house fires in the middle of a hurricane. And the anthem? I dig it, baby. It's not the fastest motorcycle in the world, but it can certainly get out of its own way. It's fast enough. I think the fact that it has removable batteries, you can pull the battery out of it if you live in an apartment, take it up and charge it, or pull the battery out so nobody can steal it and ride it away. Like that whole deal is really cool. The removable battery part of it, I really like.
Not bad, huh?
No, I dig it, man.
Instant gratification, huh?
Hey, what's up, guy? All right, it's the next day. We're nearing the eye of the hurricane. They're supposed to close the roads at 2 p.m. We have Shep and Eric in the back seat, formerly known as Buffalo Bill. We're heading to the Dirty Shame to help Richard put up a whole bunch of plywood. Last night was already wild, so this is why we're staying. If anyone was wondering, this video is coming out the same day. This video will be coming out right when the hurricane's probably hitting us, so I don't know what's going to be happening. I'm not going to, well, you'll have to check in later. But the reason why we chose to stay during this is because people need our help. Last night, Eric ran out of gas. Through no fault of his own, there's nobody has gas. And he ended up finding it, but Shep, which we're going to have National Shep Appreciation Day pretty soon, was about to ride or drive 200 miles to bring him gas. Now we're going to the Dirty Shame to help board it up. And after the hurricane, all the people who couldn't leave, all the people who are going to be stranded in their homes, they're going to need people who were prepared to help them. Just like when everybody tries to withdraw their money from the bank at the same time, well, the bank doesn't have enough money for everybody. And just when, you know, everybody wants to get gas at the same time, well, there's not enough gas. And when everybody needs help at the same time, there's not enough help. You know, there's not enough cops, firefighters, or military or anything out there to actually help everybody when everybody needs help. So this is when it's time to be a good citizen and pitch in. Which is what we're doing. So off to the dirty shame. Check in later. Perfect. Hicks or it didn't happen. Shep said it wouldn't be the first time he fell off a ladder. We're just trying not to make it the second.
And the ladder fell over.
The ladder fell over, luckily without him on it. Well, we're about as ready as we're going to be. All there is to do now is wait it out, man. We're set up at the house. We got the generator. We got a bunch of people staying with us right now. Of course, Chloe is here. Tammy and Eric are here. Dave and Cindy are coming over in a little bit, and a couple other people who are gonna weather the storm here on the compound. Definitely the calm before the storm right now. All we're getting right now is a little bit of light rain, but it is about to kick up. It looks like it might go south of us, but it's still always hard to tell until it actually gets here. We're a few hours away now, so hopefully it's gonna go south and we're not gonna get a horrible storm surge. Of course, I hate saying that. It doesn't feel good to say, I hope it goes south, because that means that people in Fort Myers and Naples and, you know, Bradenton, that means those guys are gonna get boned. But I mean, all you can do is hope that it doesn't hit you and hope that the people it does hit, it doesn't hit them that bad. I know that this is gonna be pretty devastating for a lot of people. I know a lot of people are gonna be asking about the Brat Star camp out at Forgotten Angels. I mean, I still have the t-shirts up for pre-sale if you'd like to buy one. If we get hit total devastation here, I can't guarantee the camp out will happen, but I mean, I'll still print the t-shirts. So we'll still get them out to you guys. If you wanna buy one, that link's down below. And as of right now, we are safe, we're set up, we're good. You know, the roof could get torn off. I think that that's pretty unlikely though. It's always a possibility, but I've set ourselves up here to do the best we can. After the storm goes through, we've got boats and small boats that we can get out. If people down near the water here need rescuing, we'll be able to, you know, assist in that effort, or just make food and start passing out food for people who don't have anything. I don't know. We just got to wait and see what happens and see what we can do. And if we're not busy helping ourselves, then we'll help somebody else. But until then, we will be live streaming directly after this video. In fact, if you're in the premiere, it's about to go dump into the live stream. We're gonna hang out with you guys as long as we can, basically until we lose power. So we'll be hanging out with you guys for the Hurricane Milton live stream. I'll see if I can get the camera and take it outside so you guys can see what's going on live. But go ahead and jump in there. If you're just watching this video right now, we'll probably be live streaming for a few hours after it. So if you weren't in the premiere and you're just catching it now, go ahead and go to my channel. I'll have a link to the live stream down below, and we'll be hanging out with you guys there. I appreciate everything. You guys are awesome. Thanks to everybody who checked in on me. I'm sorry I didn't get back to everybody. We've just been going 100 miles an hour, getting ourselves ready and helping all the people we love get ready for Hurricane Milton. So I haven't gotten back to everybody yet. Really sorry about that. But anyway, on to the live stream. Till next time, y'all. Well, till I see you in the live stream, and hopefully after this hurricane and everything's fine. Anyway, till next time, keep it weird.
Crashing through the sky comes a fearful cry. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Armies of the night, evil taking flight. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Panic spreading far and wide. Can the world oppose the deadliest of foes? Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Who will risk it all to end the evil call of Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. They never give up, they never say die, walking tall with banners high. Shade Tree Army, a ruthless gang of scum, villains, freaks, and bikers determined to rule the world.